everyone to the LEC studio for XL Esports versus the Mad Lions. The UK org is making a surge in the standings, but they face a massive test against one of the top teams. And I do want to start by talking about XL. You know, we gave them a lot of flack, but we also said in the beginning of the season, they have a hard strength of schedule. They were up against some really difficult teams, and now they have won their last 4 out of 5 games, including a 2-0 on beating G2 last week.
Yes, G2 with a sub, keep that in mind. And I agree with you. Yes, XL opened the split, and honestly, I was ready to call them dead on arrival. But after seeing how the team has performed against some of the weaker teams in the standings, one of the things is very clear. XL are in the running for a playoff spot.
Yes.
I'm not expecting them to win today against Mad Lions, but I am looking to see what level of development and growth they can show, because Mad Lions are a top-of-the-table team for sure. So how do XL match up against them? And as we start looking forward, where will XL land? Are they 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th? We see what Misfits and Fnatic look like. It's not crystal clear.
And when I look at XL, right now, I see a one-man band, and they need to be able to expand in order to threaten the playoffs. That's how I see it, because right now, it is the Patrik show, and he needs some supporting cast around him. Otherwise, it's not going to be enough. But him on his own puts in so much work. You remember all the insane performances on the Aphelios. When XL are winning games, it is almost single-handedly off the back of his team fight performances.
And that also gets echoed statistically. Like, he is a statistical standout, and not just in what he does in lane, but also in the rest of the game. And what is so impressive and also concerning is what you just mentioned. His stats are amazing, but none of the other team members' stats are as good. In fact, some of them are straight up dramatic, like specials. And that's concerning, especially if you're going up versus a cohesive unit like the Mad Lions.
And it almost makes it even crazier how Patrik is able to have these insane performances when the rest of his team isn't necessarily meeting that same bar. It's something we've been talking at length about. AD carry is almost the hardest position to look really good at when your team is not stepping up around you. So Patrik is absolutely having a split so far.
And it's going to be even more difficult today, because coming up against Carzzy and Kaiser, our mid-split MVP, arguably the superstar on the Mad Lions. Carzzy was a player that at the beginning of the year, we heard a lot of rumbles. A lot of pro players were talking about expectations for him, and I don't think he quite lived up to that expectation in spring, but as summer has rolled around, his performance and impressively the entire unit of Mad Lions, they play as a team, they win as a team, they are so cohesive, you can feel it in all of the decision making.
And let me just jump in there, Trevor, and kind of ask you to expand, because we see it here, the stats as well. It's not like Carzzy has the best stats, but the team is performing the best as a unit. So what would you rather have in this current meta?
Senna's part of the reason for that.
It's unfair to count out. He's not playing
point.
ADC this split, he's playing support.
Yes.
Well, but again, he's playing for the team.
And this is the most impressive thing. We have seen Carzzy carry on AD carries. We've also seen him winning with supportive champions. What I love about Mad Lions and what they're showing us in summer, the reason they are currently the #1 team in the league, on the assumption they win this game and tie with Rogue, is the fact that they are playing in a diverse set of styles. They are showing strengths at multiple parts of the game. They're showing an evolution of their gameplay from spring, and that's why it's so exciting.
Let's talk about, oh, sorry.
Go, no.
You're supposed to let me know that you're going to talk. I mean.
Sure. No, I'm so excited to talk about this team, because what I want to say is Mad Lions have the best teamwork in the LEC right now, and that's huge, because for so long, like, G2 were the best team because they had the best players and the best teamwork, but this team, like, cohesively, they mesh so well together. They also have the skill to back it up, and that's why it is so terrifying to face against.
Do you know Yu-Gi-Oh? Have you heard of Yu-Gi-Oh?
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't.
Do you know what Exodia is? They are the Exodia. Okay,
it's like the best thing. Or
how about Voltron? Do you know Voltron? No, you don't know Voltron either. The Megazord from Power Rangers. You know where they all combine?
Okay, yeah.
I'm trying to find something to connect with the Padawan, but he just doesn't know these things.
I don't know any of these things. I mean, just kidding. I'm definitely a boomer, but I haven't. Hey, I think the TLDR here, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a difficult game to win for XL, because Mad Lions are playing so well, and they are looking to make a statement tonight, because right now, they're not in first anymore. But XL's recent form gives them a chance to pull off an upset. Let's see.
Who even are you, Trevor?
Megazord?
Megazord? Go Power Rangers!
Please
cut us away. Take us away. We don't want it. They don't want it.
So let's talk some real League of Legends, because I'm tired of whatever.
It's obviously the Dragon Ball. So the 7 Dragon Balls, because you have to. I'm kidding. No, please stay. I can't solo cast without you. I'll just end up talking about
that was me who
narratives.
had no. Okay, real League of Legends. So the first thing that I'm going to wow.
Okay, League of Legends, Mad versus Excel. Why does this game matter? Well, Excel have been progressively looking better, and for those watching the standings, it's something we're going to bring up a lot because it's very close, which is very odd at this point in the split. They're currently 4-5. Now, if you watched last game, you might know that two other teams are tied at 5-5. That's Misfits and Fnatic. So Excel finding a win here against one of the top teams could be massive for them. That said, for Mad Lions, we could be witnessing a second half of the split that we could equate to a victory lap, depending on how equipped they are coming into this week.
And the thing that I'm actually excited about is 10-14 and what the Mad Lions do with this meta. So far, they have been our meta breakers. They have been G2-esque in how they have set the pace. And against Excel, both these teams are actually big Volibear players. Caedrel accounts for 40% of the Volibear performances in the LEC. And I imagine that that would be the first pick if Mad Lions give it to them.
Which is a big if, of course. For now, the Sett are going to be banned away, of course, limits the Sett and Wukong bot lane. As I'm going to say kind of learned last game, she scales very well in the late game, offers a lot of utility, especially in front-to-back team fights, so will be taken off the board alongside the Kalista. Orianna going to follow. Does not surprise me. If the third ban was Lee Sin, I would say we have tailor-made target bans specifically for the boys on the Mad Lions lineup.
And Yankos, in our beautiful hype video, shout out to production there, talked about how Mad Lions feel like they're a very coached team and how he feels that that gives G2 an advantage when we have their match of the week tomorrow. I would actually say the same of Excel. It feels like you can really see the fingerprint of Youngbuck and his staff on a very young roster that it's still just trying to learn its synergy, especially when it comes to their level 1s. Excel, like previous Fnatic, almost always have a level 1 strategy or plan, so that's something we're going to keep our eyes on and how draft shapes up.
And now I think the big debate here as we round out the ban phase, Froskurinn, is that Volibear. Now it is going to get taken away. Neither side's going to get a chance to play it, but Lee Sin is, of course, the follow-up question for me.
I think that means Ezreal as a priority pick.
Definitely could. I wonder if Shadow still prioritizes the Lee Sin. Actually, in these weeks, he was prioritizing Volibear. He felt like it was higher on the tier list. They're going to take the Ashe. That's... Now, of course, by taking the Bard away, by taking the Senna away, you have less reliable ways to lock up the Ashe.
I also think that Patrik is one of our best Ashe players, if not the best Ashe player in the LEC. I think I actually called him that over on Twitter. Now, a reminder that when Patrik used to be Sheriff and play over on Origin, Ashe was kind of his go-to champion when he was playing alongside Mithy. So he's really confident and very comfortable on this champion, and I was very excited watching him in team fights in particular. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about why Ashe has been rising in priority. She's all over China right now, and now she's all over the global scene, but that does mean that it's a handshake. If Ashe is the priority pick, then they get Ezreal on the other side.
And see exactly what Mad Lions want to pair for this, because that's the big deciding factor in the bot lane. Ashe can be very aggressive, similar to Avaris in the way that she can just absolutely dominate a lane if you pair it with a Karma, as it appears Excel might do here.
That is hell on earth.
That is a nightmare lane to play against. We experienced it in solo queue. You literally cannot lane against these two champions together. They do too much damage, and you don't really have a chance to respond in lane, so it might just be a farm lane for the boys on the side of Mad Lions. We'll have to see. That is, of course, assuming the Karma goes into the hands of Torre.
And now I imagine that you grab a blind pick mid laner like an Azir that went through. It's also been one of Special's champions that he's gravitated towards. Could also grab the jungle there for Caedrel, because you do know that it shadows Lee Sin, so it seems like that's the pivot that they're going for. Technically still, that Karma is flex. Might end up in Special's hands anyway.
Yeah, technically 2 flex picks if you want to get really technical, but I can't imagine seeing into Kryze's hand. We have not seen the Sett yet, so don't imagine it going there. It feels like it's most likely going to Caedrel, but we'll see how the draft evolves, as the final pick will now be the Twisted Fate. This has been such a huge ban priority in a lot of the drafts that we've seen earlier on in the day. Of course, did make it through in the first game of the day, or rather the Sjokz game, but was not used to much effect.
And we actually haven't seen Humanoid on the Twisted Fate. Orianna has kind of been his primary go-to. 6 games on that, 2 games on the Azir, and 1 game on Syndra. So this will be our very first chance at seeing Humanoid on a different champion.
And I want to see what he can do. I mean, honestly, he's had a breakout split, I think it's safe to say. It's been incredible so far. The Orianna has been clean, and that's part of the reason why it's banned away here today. But with banning away the Azir, they've denied Special one of the comfortable lane matchups. They're now also banning away the GP. They really want to take away these safe blind picks. Of course, that is the luxury of red side. You always get a sick counter pick in the end of the draft.
Feels like they're trying to either force a Wukong pick, because obviously by banning Mordekaiser, Excel, Wukong rises up in priority. Mordekaiser is one of the hard things, or hard lanes for Wukong. His passive doesn't help him against magic damage. Mord can deny Wukong in team fights by pulling him under, so he doesn't get to be that big zone control. So that seems to be like the really obvious one, and it doesn't feel like Mad Lions are going to fall for that trap. Side pivot, Pantheon.
That's a Pantheon.
That's a G2 comp.
Except there's already a Lee Sin in the jungle, Froskurinn, which means that we have a problem on our hands. We have quite the predicament indeed, which is where's the Pantheon going? Now, I've seen Pantheon support. I've seen it paired with Senna.
Pantheon support.
I've seen it take farm and instantly one-shot people. And one thing that Ashe Karma do technically struggle with pre-level 6 is if you can get and engage on them when their cooldowns are not there, you can just blow them up. They are squishy champions. Easier said than done, of course, but have to see what the final decision is going to be here from the Mad Lions, because we wanted to see some draft adaptation, and we're seeing it from both sides. The Pantheon going to come in from Mad Lions, and now we have the Wukong Sylas. That's a lot of melee champions for the Excel lineup.
Now, we expect it to be Wukong, Sett, Sylas, Ashe, Karma, but still, technically, we don't really know where any of Excel's champions are going to go.
Yeah, it's a few too many flags. And now there's a Malphite. Okay. Are we just painting by numbers here?
It's a Pantheon support. Oh, I'm so excited.
First Pantheon support in LEC history. Thank you, production. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Thank you, BBQ Olivers.
Just yeah. Where's the Avengers bot lane when you need it? This one's going to be a little bit different. Is now...
Statement stands, though. That's still a G2-esque composition.
It is.
We saw them play a comp very similar. It was Jankos, of course, on the jungle Pantheon, the raining from the skies of a Twisted Fate Destiny on top of a Pantheon crashing on top of you, on top of a giant boulder flying in at you. This is chaos.
So Mad Lions, we got semi-global pressure, we got a lot of burst damage, we got crazy team-fighting ultimate in the form of the Malphite. Looks like picking, rooming around the map really quickly. Excel, are we just talking full-on team fight at this point?
Yeah.
They steal a Malphite ult and they dunk you?
Absolutely, and again, an Elder meta. Team fight's the way to go. We saw Fnatic come back with it last game. Maybe Excel can do the same thing this time around.
Excel versus Mad, let's kick it off. Oh, dang, we're on air.
Damn it, Drakos. Okay, Pantheon support. Oh, wait, I forgot. Level
Hold that,
ones.
level ones. It's Excel versus Mad.
Reminder, Excel, usually very famous for their level ones. Mad Lions seem to think something of that. That's a 5-man stack and delicious bait. Look at Shadow, he's like, I'm delicious. High in fiber. Shake it out.
And interesting too, because Excel normally when they're on the red side, they go for the top lane level 1 where you rotate up through the bushes, popularized by Fnatic back when Soaz was on the roster. You come down through that little column of vision if you're keeping your eye on the minimap. You sneak into that top brush, but instead, since they're on blue side, the options are a little more limited, and Mad Lions are ready to respond.
Okay, Pantheon support. Check the summoners. That's Ignite, Exhaust. We are not messing around. Carzzy and Kaiser have a game plan. It's very clear. They're here to kill you, and they're going to have fun doing it. Now, Pantheon, as a support champion, does a lot of damage on like his base, so he doesn't necessarily need items, especially early on in the game, to just be an absolute monster. And then I imagine that he's probably going to go a similar build where on his initial backs, he's going to grab as many long swords as possible, and then as soon as he gets access to level 6, teaming up with his jungler and roaming around river control.
And the thing that I really love about this Froskurinn to look forward to kind of foreshadow to what's going to come next is one is that Kaiser is a fantastic playmaker and has been for the Mad Lions throughout the split, but
it's actually just a top laner.
He's just a top laner. Even further proven by the fact that he's playing friggin' Pantheon this game. But you also get to build Umbral Glaive if you go down that route, and that means more darkness, more fog of war, and that's exactly what Mad Lions comp wants to find these picks in the mid game.
And we saw that, Carzzy. You missed a minion. I know you've been playing support for a really long time, but you're back on the ADC. It's time to tighten it up.
You're allowed the last hit again, buddy. You can do it. Kaiser, though, playing very far back. Of course, point-and-click CC always the bane of so many champions' existence, even more so when there's a Lee Sin who can follow it up with a guaranteed landed Q. Patrik, though, still playing forward. Kaiser now leaping, and TP committed to the bottom side. Mad Lions looking to get this one kicked off right. Humanoid moving in with a gold card. Oh, they want a double. The follow-up comes through. Patrik going to walk down. Split attention there, though, and Humanoid has to flash out. Ooh, that was... Oh, we were 2 autos away from a montage for Mad Lions where it looked so clean, but because we were 2 autos away, now it's embarrassing. They burned everything, and they got nothing.
And are they going to... No.
There's nothing left.
Oh, that's so
He pulled
brutal.
away. He thought the target was done. He thought they were going to get the kill.
Okay, so like you said, 2 autos away from a massive montage moment where you're like, oh, it all makes sense. They let them push in. The trap has been sprung. But when we got the camera back on, Kaiser took way too much damage. It seemed like Karma had finally really pushed into him. He had to pull the stun early before Shadow was in position on the Lee Sin. I think that's where also everything went sideways. But we'll get a look at the replay. We'll see exactly where it broke down and where it went wrong, but that's a lot of time wasted here for Shadow. As you can see, Caedrel's now just kind of cruising through this jungle.
And the thing is yes, you can rinse and repeat that play because you've burned all the summoners on the side of Excel. But Humanoid no longer has the TP. You're going to have to wait until at least level 6. So like you said, you've given Caedrel so much agency. And Mad Lions, this is kind of the thing that we like to see from this creativity, this aggression. But when the set plays don't work out, that's when you start to wonder, what's the next step in the plan?
Okay, so let's see what happened here. So Tori's going to push into Kaiser, and he's going to force Kaiser to look for the early stun, because he's taking a ton of damage when Karma and Ashe are pushing into him. Now here's Shadow. I think Humanoid just should have immediately grabbed hold of Tori. I think they were eyes a little bit bigger than their stomach here. Good old flash from Tori as well. Or he turned off and tried to get 2 for 1.
He tried to get 2 for 1. He got greedy. He got greedy with it and he got nothing.
Yeah, but imagine if they do get 2 for 1 there.
I mean, I know what it looks like when they get 2 for 1. It's a highlight. It's on Reddit. It's #1 for a week straight. It's a sick play. It's the clean fadeaway. Instead, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Tori, we're going to have to check in on how low he went in the health bar there, because that was... Oh, that was so rough.
But they're still maintaining the pressure. That's what's crazy here. Because the thing is you don't have teleport now, which it's not going to be as big of a deal because Twisted Fate's obviously that much closer to 6. As soon as he gets it, you have Destiny, yada, yada, yada. But Special does have TP. So anytime Shadow comes down here, they have to expect there's a potential that Special could show up.
Done the follow-up. Caedrel now on the way, and Patrik still is definitely in trouble with shielding coming down, but it is simply not enough. Now they need to retreat, however. Special on the way, and the Sylas going to be well-equipped to take down Carzzy, but the flash away. He tries to match. Flash. Kaiser. Carzzy with the sidestep. Are you kidding me? Special. The turn. The burn. They get him. The fancy feet coming in from the Mad Lions. Kaiser's still alive. My God. Every single exchange is so damn close in this game.
But here's the thing. While Carzzy did make some nice sidesteps, Mad Lions don't get to walk away from that one. They limp away from it. And that's what we were talking about. Kind of the big fallout of the initial blunder and the attempted dive to begin with is that you didn't have TP. You didn't have the potential to follow from Humanoid on the Twisted Fate, which allowed Excel to kind of claw something back there in the back. And this is the Excel that we want to see. I want to remind everyone in spring, when Excel faced a team like Fnatic, who stylistically used to be very similar to this Mad Lions, a very hit-you-fast, hit-you-hard style of team, Excel were able to keep up with them. They did have the talent to kind of go blow for blow, and that's what's happening right now in this early game.
And we see this one, and we talked about how Special has the TP, but if you're late on the TP here, Patrik has no suns. And the damage from Pantheon at this point in the game is still insane, and now... Oh, no.
Walking at him with the red card.
Oh, we didn't even know that one happened. No, that's sad. Now here, watch this. Carzzy sidestep. Oh, yeah. Brutal.
Actually breaking his ankles.
Oh, I'm loving these replays today, observers. You're absolutely crushing it. We're getting all the spicy angles.
Shake the camera if you agree.
Yeah. They can't do it. They're world feed. They can't shake the camera. There's so many streams going out there. The people on the French stream are like, why the hell is the camera shaking right now? Anyway, this game, like last game, very odd.
Look, they're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to key in here, Drakos. We now have access to Destiny. You still have a Pantheon support. You're still running Ignite Exhaust down there, and you still have a Lee Sin. Guess what? They're going to do it again.
Yeah, level advantage as well, which means that Special can't steal the Destiny and match Elder Dragon, or not. Whoa, still playing last game. All right, Infernal Dragon.
It was a trip.
Going over to the Mad Lions. Almost 1,000 gold lead. Bot lane working well so far. Of course, Ashe Karma scales very well as you get later in the game. That and pretty much team-wide shield for the Karma makes her very obnoxious to deal with. But for now, ball still very much in Mad Lions' court as they're just doing what they can to clear this wave out, break this freeze.
Yeah, and it will slowly push back at this point, I believe. If I'm watching where, yep, minions are all focus fire. Caedrel's really trying to force this one. Patrik might be close to 6. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. Access to the arrow. I wish I could click and see what its experience is. Can't. Sorry, guys.
Also, I know this is strange to bring up after we've not talked about it for the entirety of the game, but top lane exists. Both top laners have their ultimates. They're both good team fighting ultimates, but of course they both burned TP, it would appear, to get back to lane, so...
Okay, everyone wave at the top
Let's go, we can leave, wave high. It's like we're at the zoo, we're seeing the animals, we'll come back later when the penguins are ready for the show.
You say that, but...
Never mind, wow. Well, there's the flash.
Wave.
Wave by top laners. Kryze is going to be forced away. All right, back to the rest of the map.
Oh wait, it's getting better.
Kryze. Destiny means he can't turn into the little Wukong and escape. He's going to try to clone out, and it's not going to matter. Boop, still stunned. Move forward. Body block, though, comes in from the clone. The clone's going to copy that one. Go forward. Shadow going to grab another one, and that's another kill to the side of Mad Lions. 1K advantage in their favor.
And now you get to wave goodbye. Sorry, monkey boy.
Never mind. Top lane was important. Look at that.
Destiny didn't go bottom.
That's a mix.
Flashes.
That's the real curveball. We didn't think it could go anywhere else, but good news for XL is that Patrick's now level 6. You have a bit more agency here on the bottom side, and it's a little bit more difficult for Mad Lions to play so aggressive, but now... Oh.
Now you're just showing off.
One more look at this one.
I like how he hits the Skyre's Bloom as well.
I like Kryze. You can tell he's an old school Wukong player because he pushed S for a second. You saw it there for just a split second if you're a diehard old school Wukong. The old school Wukong juke, you just push S. Not nearly as effective when there's a Destiny triggered on you. And now the stolen Destiny comes out, but this one going to be used to get back to lane. So not ideal there from Special.
I think it is going to be a change of hands, however. Caedrel, I thought he's going to go for the blue buff and suspect that Shadow would be going for the Herald. Oh. Yep, you see Twisted Fate walking up into topside river. You can do it, Caedrel. Okay, there he goes. Now he's committing to the blue buff again, seeing that Humanoid walked up to the topside river. You also have priority from Orome up into the top side, since Wukong is flashless right now. So it gives complete control for Excel on the bottom side of the map. And they could potentially set up a dive here, depending on what the wave state is. Can't check it.
Caedrel going down for now. It looks like they're just taking the small advantages. They're clearing out the camps, but I like that we saw Torre moving up into the jungle, taking advantage of some of the lane pressure that he and Patrik were able to create. Sad news for the bottom lane right now is that Patrik can't really have much kill threat at this stage due to the fact that he only has a longsword.
They're setting up a dive, so here comes a slow stack. Excel's moving down, and look at Kryze's teleport. His TP's also just about to come off of cooldown, and they know that Shadow and Orome are committed to the Herald. Here we go.
Also important, keep your eyes on the E coming in from Pantheon. He can body block, but no, Caedrel manages to move in. He's going to get the big shield from the True Grit. Now he's running out to safety, zooming. Humanoid coming in, though, with the gold card. Going to be a little bit late, but he's still going to manage to connect it. Torre trying to find the snare. Special backing off. At the end of the day, it is just the 1-for-1. Carzzy getting traded for Caedrel there on the bottom side.
Now Herald did also fall.
Arrow moving forward, dash in. The follow-up from Special is not there, but now he's going under the tower. Kaiser still going to make it out. Patrik going for the double, and that's what you like to see. But here comes the ulti. Patrik makes it out.
It was wide. I saw it. I saw the fear there, Drakos.
That would have been crazy. And okay. Froskurinn, when we talked about Excel, when the desk talked about Excel, what did they say? They said, Patrik, 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 Patrik. This is the Patrik show, and plays like that, just further prove it. As now we're seeing Kryze in a bit of trouble here. He's gone invisible. He's dashed. Clever use of the minions.
No flash.
His cooldowns are exceptionally long.
You can't ward hop because you have
here comes the other top laner for Mad, and there he goes. Shadow going to take down Kryze.
The true top laner asserted dominance. No, okay, so the big thing to take away here, because Excel got a lot on the bottom side of the map, especially in Patrik's, Patrik, there we go.
Patrik, you gotta say 3 times.
Especially in his pockets right now,
Bloody
completed Bork, so gonna feel very good there. And the only trade was the Herald, and Shadow didn't even place it down because he couldn't give the plate gold into any of the pockets that he wanted to. So taking a look at this one, check out the mini-map. There's 3 members on the top side of the map for Mad Lions. The teleport, yeah, you get there, but you get there too late to save Carzzy. Does manage to trade 1-for-1 in the end, but it's a really nice turn on the Ashe arrow right in Humanoid's gob. Just open up wide.
Blue card comes out. Ooh, I like this. Walks forward. Boom. Kaiser's any closer there. Maybe he can block that one and make it out to safety, but the flash forward here, the confidence. And yeah, we watched this one more time. I was waiting with bated breath. I collapsed onto the floor, actually, but oof, just a little wide. That could have been 1, if not 2 kills in that situation, and I like it. Excel fighting back. This is not something that I didn't believe this was going to happen when you showed me this matchup. I thought for sure this would be Mad Lions putting on a clinic, as they have been with most of their games, but Excel are here to play, and Patrik definitely the guy we have to keep our eyes on.
It sounds mean, but I mean it in the nicest way. Excel are a team that almost look better when they face teams that are smarter than them, because they pull them to the right side of the maps. They kind of follow you around, especially when they get scrappy with you.
Use it like a play to the level of your opponents kind of thing. Because, yeah, Special's early laning phase was looking a little bit difficult. As now we see Kryze getting aggressive on the top side, burning his ultimate. Of course, Malphite's ultimate not quite up yet. Torre moving in, Caedrel on the way, and we're a few seconds away from Unstoppable. Forced to flash out, but no, I don't like that one, Orome. Whoa, the sidestep! Oh! This is a
clincher.
It's a clincher. Yeah.
Walking in a straight line has never been so effective.
Is it worth it, though? Because you concede all the pressure anyway, and now you don't have a flash or an ult. I don't know. But you know what? He lived, and you got to respect that.
The big thing is that Mad Lions do have the Rift Herald bot side, though, and if they stack the wave and place the Herald, which I'm assuming that's what Shadow's doing now, there we go. Again, you're putting all of that gold where it needs to go, which is in Carzzy's back pocket, and you could potentially try to push through. But with Shadow backing, I think it's just going to be the one-and-done tower here.
Oh, perfect, too. Of course, the range is ludicrous on that, so if you don't finish the back at the right time, you will share the gold. The adaptation coming in here to get the Hextech hose from Special. I like to see it. Additional ways to mitigate some of the TF mobility once he throws down that card and just tries to zoom away from you with the Spellbook Ghost. Now, Kryze just catching waves as he can. Kryze has definitely been getting bullied a little bit in this game, but will be very valuable as we get later. It's kind of just team fight all versus team fight all from the top laners.
I still feel, though, that Mad Lions' composition is really going to start to thrive now that we're on a open map, and they can use a lot of their mobility to their advantage between the Ezreal ultimate, Pantheon ultimate, and Twisted Fate ultimate, whereas I still prefer for Excel's composition to be grouped together, either as 4v4 or 5v5.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, Bwipo's going to be joining us next game to cast G2 versus OG. We're going to be getting his perspective, not just on top lane matchup, but on everything. Bwipo, a man of many words. I'm excited to see what he thinks about so many of these games being so wild today. And for now, we focus back in on this one, and I feel like Mad Lions kind of desperate to break down that mid-tier 1, because you talk about opening up the map, Froskurinn, and that always feels like the most important part is to just break that mid-tier 1.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like, I didn't know Bwipo was casted.
Oh yeah, you were out for meeting day. So I signed you up for a bunch of things that you don't know about. I made the graphics.
This is like when you don't know that you're getting Christmas morning and then you open up the gift and it's a Bwipo, you're like, huh.
Wow, that's a much more positive framing. I thought it was like when your mom signs you up for a summer camp that you don't want to do. It's like, Mom, I've never done gymnastics in my life.
I just had my,
but you're gonna love it.
My talent rotation updated via lower third graphic.
All right, I will take credit for that one. That's my bad. Merry Christmas. We get a Bwipo.
I always wanted
a
one.
late game Bwipo, not an early game Bwipo.
Oh, ooh, yikes. Okay, so Kryze trying just to deny Malphite here and hold the wave as close as possible so he can safely farm. That does mean that Orome gets some time to spend elsewhere on the map, which looks like it's going to be under this mid lane tower. That is setting up for a dive if I've ever seen one, and Excel gonna match it. Right now it just looks like two teams are tensed and they're just looking at each other.
Yeah, the roaming back and forth between the lanes here. Oh, arrow comes in though, and it's going to connect, taking the jungler out. It's going to be big. Bye-bye to Shadow. That's a shutdown over to Special, nonetheless. Now 2-1-2. Excellent for Special.
Best Ashe in the LEC. I'll keep saying it. I do think Patrik is that. Well, last time we saw an Ashe, I believe it was in Upset's hand, and Upset did not have the same luck when it came to those arrows.
Oh yeah, that was the field goal game. I did my best to forget that one, but this is a nice chaser. Getting to watch this. Oh, Special, no.
Good hourglass, though.
Excellent. Finds the time between the CC. Does get to walk away. Spear goes out. Ult goes out. Will not connect. And it looks like Excel will manage to grab the Rift Herald. Very big. That could have been the Rift Herald that broke open mid lane. But have to thought because Humanoid's going in. He's got a gold card prep. He's found the squishiest member of the enemy team, and he wants to dunk him down. Carzzy now stepping forward. But Torre is still alive, and they've managed to escape. Kaiser now going to be in trouble. The flash forward from Patrik. He's throwing down so much damage. In the meantime, the TP's been canceled. Orome's going to find the 1v1 kill. And Humanoid is now on the chase. The health bars are up. Caedrel is looking like he's going to get taken down. Mad cannot push any further, and a wild exchange there around the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and at the very end, though, Mad do manage to push their way out of it. They now have access onto the map, either pushing the top way forward, picking up some farm into that mid lane. Do want to give credit to Kryze, however. Imagine how different that is if he manages to win the 1v1 on the other side. Canceling that teleport was massive for Excel. If the Malphite is behind them in that instance, it is all over. It is lights out. So big props for the Wukong there to make sure that Malphite didn't get into that fight.
Yeah, big play, especially for someone who has been suffering so much here in the early to mid game. I like this though. We are seeing the Mikhails come out from Torre. Obviously, Ardent Sensor, one of our favorite items for a Karma anytime, but getting in early Mikhails does make a lot of the pick potential here, especially for the Pantheon and the TF, the sources of point and click CC, a little less reliable.
Okay, here comes the dragon fight. Caedrel using Herald to try to dissuade Mad out of the river and give his team access in.
Shadow trying to see if he can set up the play here. Obviously a lot of burst damage, and outside of the Karma shielding, not a lot of ways to stop it. Caedrel has been picked off, holding steady on the trigger there on that Mikhails. Torre will not use it early, knowing he has time to bail Caedrel out, and Mad just kind of asserting their dominance here over the bottom side of the map. A lot of vision set up in their favor. Excel going to clear what they can. But Mad know that Special is in the brush here. Maybe trying to bait him into overcommitting. Shadow definitely being a good actor on this one, but just kicks him right back into the team. He had no idea he was spotted. Give Mad the Oscar. A slow clap as the music plays him off stage.
Oh no, Caedrel has Hex Flash over the back and immediately spotted by a ward.
Oh, Destiny, he's stuck in the pit, and they're just gonna give it to him now. He's suplexed back to the team, though he might be able to take it back. Shadow getting knocked down. Shadow not taken out quite yet. No, not able to finish that one. It's interrupted. Caedrel now running for the hills. Mad have gotten a few, but it's still very scrappy. Low health bars from Shadow and Kaiser. Kryze in the backside does manage to kill Carzzy. And Orome is now on the hunt here. Chasing down there, uses the seismic shard, gonna slap the ground, make sure that attack speed is as low as possible. And is definitely committing to that one, but just does not have the damage to finish it.
Very, very back and forth and scrappy fight on a lot of different fronts. Keynote, though, Excel did pick up the Ocean Drake, so that's actually going to be a huge breath of fresh air for them, especially because Mad were getting closer and closer to playing for Soul, so that's at least going to give 5 minutes of breathing room for Excel and their comp. Baron is going to be spawning in 55 seconds, and so far this game has just been really, really chaotic. It feels like Mad Lions are still getting the better of Excel and kind of the extended trades, but I do want to give credits and compliments to Excel. They are ducking and diving and dodging and weaving as best as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to feel like if they got the fight that they thought they were getting there with Special hiding on the flank, that most certainly could have gone in their favor, especially with the potential stolen Malphite ult. But Mad do manage to make it work, do manage to kick that fight off in their favor, and now we have to see what they're going to do next, because they have a 2K gold advantage. Special potentially caught out here. He's going to go gold, but Shadow can kick him back anyway. Hex Flash through, and he's going to kick, the Sett instead, and that's not who you want to hit. Big punch comes in, Kaiser goes down, they will trade it back.
Looked cool for a second. Mad Lions now going to push in, place down a lot of vision. You can already see that Carzzy's picking up the top wave so they can secure that top lane tower, as well as threaten dive to mid lane tower. So I think this is a two-structure push for Mad Lions on the back of that single pick of Caedrel.
And this is huge. Breaking down mid lane tower for the TF is everything. Makes it that much easier for the rest of the team to poke out into the side lane, to find these picks. It's going to be all eyes on Excel to set up that vision control to protect their side of the map. Good news. Kryze is trading back. They're not going to give up that tower for nothing. He's going to give a bit more gold in his pocket, that much closer to his Trinity Force. But Mad Lions continuing to show us that they can come out on top of these trades. It's slow, but it is steady incremental advantages. 3K in their favor, 2 dragons to the 1 of Excel, and got to keep your eyes on the Mad Lions. Got to keep your eyes on Kryze now. Humanoid's going in. Pantheon now coming down as well. Going to try to find the double knock-up here. Already has used the clone, can recast it. Will not get the opportunity as Mad find another pick.
And this is one of the issues with playing the side lane. Not only the fact that you're against a Pantheon and a Twisted Fate, but then also checking in on Malphite's itemization and the fact that it's Malphite. Yeah, Wukong should be able to push pretty fast, especially with Tiamat, and he does do damage. He does have the Trinity Force, but with Tabby, Sunfire, and Bramble, Orome shouldn't die.
Yeah.
At any point, if he gets taken low, he can choose to opt out of these fights at multiple stages.
Special, though, in the meantime, will break another Tier 1 tower as Excel have already finished breaking off the rest, and now it looks like they got their eyes set on the Tier 2 bottom side for the Mad Lions lineup. And you're still right, Froskurinn, when I see Trinity Force itemized here for the Wukong, he wants to kill the Ezreal. He wants to kill the TF, the Pantheon, hell, even the Lee Sin. But yeah, you got no armor pen there, buddy. Outside of the full active on the Q, you're gonna be hurting.
We're rock solid.
Patrik. Oh no, they're gonna point and click him. Nope, he's gonna zoom out to safety. That's Tier 2 taken down. Mad Lions in total control. Excel giving up a lot of these objectives. Now at a 4K deficit. Next Dragon in a minute and 38. Baron on the table for the first team who wants to take it.
But that's actually a really good example of why Mad Lions find themselves on the top of the standings, whereas other teams don't. Think of like how short that time frame was, where it was tower after tower after tower after tower. It was really off the back of a single pick on Caedrel that led to 2 towers, then immediately finding the correct lane assignments, picking Wukong off into the side. Like, Mad Lions are so efficient in their mid game at just eating up all of the structures and funneling all of the gold.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see, especially to see so consistently in the mid-game. Because we saw even in the last game with Misfits, when they had that massive gold lead, they really struggled to snowball. And Mad Lions, with a smaller gold lead, I feel like are even more proficient. It did not take them a Baron to break all those Tier 2s. They are doing it with just the pressure of Malphite roaming up, knowing that someone has to respond to a wave, knowing that Caedrel will narrowly sidestep that Q and now immediately be stunned up and potentially taken down before he can do anything. Bib shield coming up, he's flashing out to safety, but now Humanoid stepping forward. No, it's going to be canceled.
Ah, Shadow with the Sonic Wave on the Q. If he connects there, they get out pretty clean of taking away Caedrel. Arrow, of course, denying the Destiny, but that does mean that there's a big window for Mad Lions, that decisiveness that we just talked about with the structures to immediately turn on the Baron. Now, Excel know that this is happening.
Yeah, Carzzy's quite strong. He's going to be able to shred through this one, stack up the passive, and start to do some work. And the Lee Sin and the Pantheon are not doing 0 damage either. They are working through this one quite quickly. Malphite more than happy to tank it out, which means they're healthy if anyone wants to respond. And 23 minutes into the game, this 4K gold lead is about to grow as the Baron will fall, advancing to 5K in the favor of the Mad Lions lineup. They've got Baron buff. They got potentially the next Drake in their sight if they can back soon enough. It doesn't look like they're retreating yet. They're ready for another
Deep
fight.
teleport. Humanoid's behind them.
This off. Gold card, they're going to break that one. Oh, but have they dug their own grave here? Patrik on the backside. Goodbye, Patrik! One shot! Humanoid going to finish it off. Tori's got nothing left. All he is peel for Patrik. He's got no damage of his own. Shadow going to jump over the wall, going to go for the quick kick there. Special wants to try to turn it with a Malphite fall. Caedrel buying a bit of time. Caedrel just getting caught out, honestly, and taken down. Mad Lions are wiping the floor with Excel.
And what became a 4K gold lead is now close to a 10K gold lead in like the last 5 minutes. This is accelerated so quickly out of control.
Special gonna hold on. He's got a stolen Malphite ult. He's got enough AP to make it count, most certainly. But if he overcommits here, he's gonna lose a lot more than just a tower and an inhibitor. Game could potentially end. You've got TF splitting on the bottom side. It's going to be one inhib in favor of Mad. Do they go for the second or do they back off here? Feels like they should pull back. They have to be careful. Arrow's going to connect. They're going to kick this one off. Special jumps in. He gets some good damage down, but now it's Humanoid on the backside, and Patrik has overstayed his welcome once again. Surprise, it's Humanoid. The shielding coming in, though. Humanoid, he can't find the kill. No, yes, he can. Patrik taken down. Humanoid goes gold to buy a bit more time. The kick cannot be reactivated. Carzzy goes wide on the ult. And that means that Mad Lions will have to retreat. They cannot find enough kills to end the game, but they are damn close.
I don't know. They're sitting around in the base.
Moving in, they're at least going to take the second inhibitor.
They are relentless.
And this is the thing. You keep the pressure up. This is the hallmark of good teams in the LEC. We see it from Fnatic when they're playing at their peak. We see it from G2 as well. Once they put the pressure on, they never stop applying it. And it's something we've started to become accustomed to seeing from the side of Mad Lions.
And you already see the ping there coming from the Mad Lions. Now that there's 2 inhibs down, you just need to 5-stack top side and then just basically walk the minions in. You can already see how keen they are to pull the trigger on the team fights. Humanoid completing the hourglass. Thank you, spectator client, for pointing that one out. Means that he's going to be that much more confident using the Messiah technique, destiny into the backline, immediately into the hourglass to find these fights. And you can see how devastating Mad Lions are when they find it.
Yeah, obviously the Messiah TF in the hourglass. Let's talk about the Orome. Smash a team fight into 10-stack Medjais. We can get Butbo's perspective on that one next game, because that to me is a disrespectful move, and as the man who brought Malphite back into the LEC, I'm sure he'll have some thoughts. G2 versus OG next, potentially sooner than you might expect. Mad Lions, it was a scrappy game, early to mid game, some fumbles on early execution, kept Excel trading evenly back and forth, but now Mad are in absolute control, and this is what you expect from a team at the top of the table.
Probably going to be the last-ditch team fight here. Let's see what Excel do, where the desperation's going to kick in. They do have potential to teleport flank from Kryze, but he is not on spawn to look for it. I think that's what he's going to go back for now. Yep, there goes the monkey. Keep your eyes on Wukong and keep your eyes on that little ward right above Shadow. That's probably what he'll go for.
Can't use the clone to get over the wall and then try to find the flank immediately, but it looks like he won't try to go for the setup here. And in comes a stolen Pantheon ult. Can they find the chain CC? Kryze whirlwinds nothing, and now has to walk away. The RKO comes in. Kryze can reactivate the ultimate one more time. He's moved to the backside. He's been taken out. That's a rampage for Carzzy. Execution is not there for Excel. Mad Lions more than happy to beat them down with their gold lead, to outplay them as Humanoid will not drop. Patrik holding on for dear life, but this is it. Mad Lions, they're not even worried about the Nexus. They want to move into the fountain. They want a few more kills for themselves. They want a few more stacks for that Medjais. Mad Lions showing us why they deserve to be at the top of the table, tying up the scoreline with Rogue at 8-2.
It just never stops with the Mad Lions.
Yeah.
I didn't pay for this.
Wow. Look at that. Look at Orome. Man looking like Sub-Zero. He's ice cold up in the top lane. He gets the frozen heart. That was even better, in my opinion. What the hell did we just watch?
Cracked it.
Great game from Mad Lions.
Was that an OnlyFans? What was that?
If you want more, you can check out the Humanoid Carzzy joint Patreon or website. I don't know. They're
I
always
think
joking
maybe the
about
joke
setting
was
up.
it was clean.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We'll find out. We're going to feel like idiots if we get it wrong. Kia player of the game, at LEC on Twitter. You've done it before. It's time to do it again. Orome, Humanoid, Kaiser are your options. That was a Humanoid game for me, as much as I love the disrespectful Medjais. Humanoid was everywhere, and outside of that fumble on the bottom side, it was a pretty clean performance.
And I think what was also really cool is I didn't know what to expect from Humanoid's Twisted Fate. Again, we'd really only seen Orianna and Azir from him. Previously, it was like if Humanoid gets his champions, things like the LeBlanc, you know he can pop off. But to see that type of performance on a Twisted Fate, didn't even slow down after the fumbled attempted dive level 2, was beautiful. Just
super good. Well, when we return, Kaiser's going to share some insight on that Pantheon pick with Medic as Mad Lions reclaim first place. Tie. Technically. Nemesis, but into the jaws of G2 he goes. Fnatic turning. Reckless suddenly firing back. They're holding on for now, but G2 still winning. Oh no, nothing left for the Aphelios. Shut down, taken out. Give him the triple. Give him the quadra.
Whenever I think of Origin, their players are really good, and then they should be in theory better than other teams just on paper, but then somehow they just always seem to find a way to lose.
Upset looks like he's playing with his food right now.
Absolutely is, and boom, big dive comes in from Xerxes. Dreams got out as well. Gilius gonna run for the hills, and Alphari does not want to fight this Quinn, but he definitely wants a piece of Gilius as he's gonna move in for that one, and oh, look at that!
To beat G2 for me would be so much more fulfilling, since both times I've been in the finals, they 3-0'd me, so I'd really like to get some revenge.
You don't have a chance against me. I can calculate 90 trillion moves in advance. Not fair. Not fair.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Hello and welcome back to the LEC. I'm Medic and thankfully I'm joined by Kaiser. Congratulations on an incredible win. Once again, we see you bringing out an unconventional support in the bottom lane. I want to talk a little bit about your support pool because you're doing something we really don't see that many other supports in the LEC do. You know, the Pantheon, the Wukong. What is it about your playstyle that allows you to bring out these supports that no one else is playing?
I mean, I used to be a mid laner, so I kind of know how to play like these assassin bruiser-ish type of supports, I guess. So I already have like a good feeling about like where to be on the map and like what to do, like how to use TP or like globals, right? So I kind of have like an inherent advantage over most supports already with that, and that allows me to play like these kind of weird picks, I guess.
And does it change a lot of how the team plays when you're picking something unconventional like a Pantheon? Because of course your AD carry, if it's say a Senna Wukong, your AD carry is now warding. The rest of the team has to play around the fact that perhaps you need a little bit more CS. Like how does the team dynamic change when you pick one of these more unconventional picks?
I mean, it really depends on the champion, right? Like usually when we play Senna Wukong, I'm the one farming. Like Carzzy did a pretty good job of adapting like the vision playstyle, right? Like he had to kind of play as a support. And of course we had like big team discussions, for example. Like I was coaching a bit, like where he should go in the mid game. He was like coaching me a bit, stuff like that, right? That helped us out a lot. And like, for example, with the Pantheon, with the TF as well, we have double globals. We can be everywhere on the map. And yep. I think that's like a really, really good comp as well to play.
I mean, it definitely gives you a lot more options, a lot more opportunities in the game. Do you think that this is kind of where teams should generally be tending towards? Like everyone can kind of do a little bit of every single role, or do you think this is something that's unique to the Mad Lions?
I mean, I think having more variety in champion pool is like always really, really good, right? Like some teams struggle with picking Kalista, for example, or like some people don't play like a certain champions, and that like really messes up their drafting. Like for example, I think we have like one of the best drafting styles in the LEC right now, which is why we are like so good as well, because like draft kind of decides like 90% of the game, I would say. And like our big champion pools kind of make it easy, right, for our coaches to draft. And I think like having a big champion pool, like even going out of the meta, right? Like for example with the Senna Wukong to counter the Varus, or picking Pantheon to get like a double global, I think that's like really important to have in the meta right now.
Okay, and before we move on to sort of more larger LEC picture questions, I want to ask, are there any like super surprise picks that we haven't seen yet from you guys? Do you have something special? Like, I mean, your smile kind of tells me that there probably is something that's going to come up. I'm not going to ask you to disclose it, but do you have a lot more of these sort of tricks left in your bag?
Yeah, I mean, like every scrim we like focus on new stuff, right? Like we always try to find like new, like every week we try to find like 1-2 more picks and stuff like that. Like every new patch we have like a patch discussion, what it could be new, like the new broken champion. Of course, like not everything works, right? But when something looks strong, we always like try to integrate it into our LEC games, and like the Pantheon worked, right? Like we're gonna try new stuff for sure.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I do want to have just a quick talk about sort of where the LEC is at the moment and how you feel about the league in general, because there has been talk, especially in the break week, about although you and Rogue are stepping up and you as teams you're playing better, and of course you've improved from spring split into summer, the general league seems to be slightly less strong than it used to be, especially with Fnatic and G2 like struggling a little bit. The general quality of League of Legends isn't as high as perhaps it has been in the past. How do you feel about that sentiment?
I mean, I think it's a kind of a right statement. Like I think especially like with the top teams not performing as well, like G2 is like kind of throwing some games, Fnatic is not performing too hot either. I think it's for sure like a right statement, but I think also some of the bottom tier teams that didn't look as good as in spring are like really stepping up right now, like with their new additions, like SK, Vitality, even Excel actually. They're all like having like a better split. So of course, like the top teams look worse, right? Like if the bottom tier teams step up, then the top tier teams will look worse as well. And I think it's like a mixture of both, like top teams playing badly, bottom tier teams playing well. I can't really say like what's like the deciding factor. I think it's like a mixture of both, right?
Okay.
But I think like the league for sure like looks a bit worse, right? But I think like come playoffs, I think G2 Fnatic will be really strong again. Like I think they just like every season they always pick it up again when it gets serious. So I think I have no worries about that.
Okay, I think I have two last things I just quickly want to discuss. One is firstly about you and the fact that a lot of people have talked about you as, you know, this mid-split MVP, probably the best support in our league right now, especially when you just look at how you and Mad Lions are performing. How has it felt to develop from an entire rookie at the start of Spring Split now into being probably the biggest name when it comes to supporting in the LEC?
I mean, it's kind of unreal in a way. Like I never, like when the split started, I would never like have expected me to be like in contention to be like the best support in EU LEC right now. I mean, a big part of it comes from my team, of course. Like I think they helped me shape out my macro. Like Carzzy is of course like a really great laner as well. So like we don't really like lose many lanes. So that makes me look better as well. Yeah. Like Merrick helped us out a lot, like teaching us the game, stuff like that. Our coaches, of course, as well. And the team atmosphere is really great as well. So that's always helped me. Like in the past, when our team atmosphere was like bad or something in past teams, then I was playing badly as well. Like I think it's just a perfect or like best case scenario for me right now, I guess. Okay.
I mean, it's been great to watch your development over the last couple of splits, and you are playing exceptionally well, so you should give yourself some credit for that. The final thing I want to talk about just quickly is, I discussed at the top of the show, if Mad Lions get first place in the regular season, you guys are guaranteed a spot at Worlds. Now, is that something that as a team you're thinking about, or is it just we want to win every game and we'll see where we get at the end?
Yeah, I mean, we for sure take the latter approach. Like we just try to not think about Worlds right now. We just try to think about getting to playoffs, getting like or like winning every game basically, getting first, stuff like that. Then everything comes naturally, right? Like if you take every game seriously, if you take every day like the next one, right? Then yeah, just winning comes naturally, right?
Well, it's definitely coming naturally to you guys at the moment. Congratulations on the win today. We'll see you again tomorrow. But for now, we're going to go to a short break before G2 take on Origin with Bwippo on the casting desk. He's waving at you. Go.